What's up, creators? Jonathan here. This is a Jolly Roger. How I like to modify shit type post. So this is an Ashley Audio 3-way electronic crossover. I'm rebuilding this for my hi-fi system, and this is the power filtering board. It's just a small little PCB design. These are the speakers that it's going to run. It used to run these ones, but this is the circuitry, and it's all analog. It is budget. This wasn't meant to be like a cost no object project, but I'm now, as I've torn it all apart, and there's all the nuts and bolts of it, and here's the chassis. I just finished sanding those, the lids and the chassis. So basically, my poor plant, I left it in the sun too long today. Anyways, so one of the things I like to do, you can see on this, so here's stock, and this is a regular PCB trace. This is as it left the factory. So when it leaves the factory, and this is a really thin PCB, it's a very thin trace of copper, and for the first time you use it, that's really cool and all, and that it did its job. It's, I don't know, maybe 1980s, 1990s, probably 80s. I don't know. I didn't see any date codes on these. But let's just say it's 20. Let's be kind. Let's call it 25 years old. So the filter caps, they're ready for a new pair. Since I'm going to be using this for making music, I don't want to listen to anything weak. So what do I do? Okay, so I want to dive into it, and I want to put a new power supply in, because I want all my dynamics to be punchy and clean, good noise floor. That's solder wick. I'm sure everyone knows what the hell that is. I don't need to explain some of these things. But basically, one of the things I wanted to explain was when you take an old capacitor off of a PCB, what happens is sometimes you get some lifting of the traces. This trace right here lifted a little bit, like the glue between the copper and the PCB FR4, this substrate. The glue got cooked by my hand and the soldering iron, and it lifted a little bit, and I went, okay, no worries. I know what to do when I mess up a trace. I just run the lead. So like here's a good example. This resistor is a Dale, and this is military vitreous enamel wire wound resistor. This is the kind I'm replacing. This one, that's the stock one. Pardon me. That's the stock one there. And that's very inexpensive, and it lasted 25 years, so don't get me wrong, that's cool. It's just, while I'm playing with it, I want the best, so I put in a military one. And then see this leg here? This leg is my new trace. When you build point-to-point stuff, you would wire like this leg all the way over to this leg, and then that would be like point-to-point, and there's no trace. Well, since I cooked the trace a little bit right there, I thought, okay, well, I'll just bend this leg all the way over to this leg, and then I'll do extra solder. Let's hope that. So this is fat solder, where this is thin. This is just the copper trace with a little bit of flow of solder from the factory, like probably flowed. But this, you can see, is all wound around and pressed down flat on top of the trace. And same thing here. So right out of the diodes, it goes straight to the legs that it needs to go to. And you can see these were 25 volts at 1,000 microfarad, And because I had them in stock, I upgraded. I upgraded to 35 volts and 2,200 microfarad. So that means I've doubled the capacity, and I've put 10 more volts of headroom spike ability. So if there's a spike through that transformer, I'll be able to grab even more of it, any hash, and basically just a nicer little newer capacitor that's gonna be good for me for the next 25 years of making music. So basically that's it. Replace the little and old cooked parts, and then do a point-to-point style wiring, so that when it's all said and done, this power supply board is capable of handling more heat, more filtration, and quieter operation. So that's the when I like a product, I like to improve it. You get an old product and you say, okay, I want to improve this thing. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. Haha. So you get a product you like, and you say, okay, I really like this product. I'm gonna use it to make music. I need to control my speakers, and I want to have it be better than what it was when it left the factory 25 years ago. I want it to be like special for me, like I'm a rock star and I want the best of your product. So I already like this product. So making it just, 10, 15, 20% better is typically what, nice people get. They get nicer stuff. So that's what I'm making for myself, is a little bit nicer thing. And I'm using my tips and tricks from my time in electronics to improve my gear. And yeah, creators, that's what I'm doing. That's the finding a product you like and then improving it by upgrading the componentry and adding little tips and tricks that you know from your time to make things better, stronger, more able to handle vibration, more able to resist corrosion, like the chassis. This chassis here, it was rusty. I'll post photos, but there was rust all throughout all of this whole thing. So basically, I was dealing with, I have an old rusty chassis, which has probably got me a noisy ground bus, and I have really budget parts. These parts are budget, really cheap. These are like a nickel a piece for these capacitors. I'm changing these out to capacitors that are like $3 for one, and they paid, say, a nickel for one. So we're gonna hopefully have a little bit better sound. I mean, I'm not looking for rockets here, but yeah. So then you pull it all apart, you make little labels, like this is the B plus lead, this is the one that goes to the LED. And these jacks, this gives you an idea of the rust and corrosion. These are the old input and output jacks, and that's I don't know why that one got wet, but somehow some of them got wet, some of them got corroded, and I just looked inside of here and went, wow, I really like this tool. And if it's this crap now, there's the other ones. Like you can see those, I think the inputs got wet. I don't know how. But yeah, when I got it, this is how they were. And then here's the bottom one. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but this, one of the input jacks got wet. So how does that affect all of the guts? I don't know. I thought, okay, I could clean those and use the stock ones. Then I thought, what? From my Pink Bunny thing, I have all this stuff in stock already. All these jacks, like right here. I don't know if you can see that. Whoop. So I got all the jacks already, the Switchcraft jacks. I might as well steal from my Pink Bunny department and put eight jacks into this toy, and here's the orange caps, the orange drops that I'm going to replace those cheap caps with. These are kind of overkill. They didn't need to be this big, but this is what I had in stock from tube amplifiers. So these are 630 volts, and those ones over there are only 100 volts. So they don't really need to be this big, but these are polypropylene, and they were in stock. Here's the other two caps and the other resistor for the power supply. I got to do the other side now. I just got one side done, the neutral side of this supply, so I got to do this side next. But I thought, I haven't posted this week, and I'm doing like one of my favorite things, which is improving things. There's my corner horn, my Klipsch horn EQ or crossover. This is an electronic crossover, and that's a passive crossover. So that other one, the Klipsch one, that one's going in this one, this one here. So I have on this one, I've made another post where I have that JBL speaker there, and then I wired this one. So this is a two-way right now, but it was a three-way crossover. So I'm probably going to be adding. I have other things. I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm going to end this before I talk about, my plant some more. Anyways, yeah. Improve what you got. Polish your own stuff. When you have a product that you like, maybe it's not the time to replace it. Maybe it's time to put a new power supply in it. And if it's singing to you, maybe, upgrade the capacitors for signal capacitors. It's okay to, if you have something, pour an extra little love into it, and you don't have to pay for all that shipping to like get a whole new thing and then put your current amplifier on the market and try and sell it and probably lose money in the equation, and then have to pay the broker who sold it for you a commission, and you end up losing a chunk, and you lose an old friend when that old friend might just need a little bit of love, and then they'll be able to play with you for even longer. So that's kind of what I do. I like to love on the things I have, and make myself and the things around me as good as possible. My next project after I get this EQ done is my new cruiser. I haven't worked on that one yet. I've told myself I need to finish up some of these other projects I'm working on before I dive into my beach cruiser. But yeah, having fun. All right, creators. Talk to you later. Bye.